So the Toronto Raptors lost against the Miami Heat 114-109. And although Fred VanVleet and the Toronto Raptors lost against the Miami Heat, they played a pretty hard-fought game where VanVleet broke Kyle Lowry's record for most threes made in the season for a Raptor. He's been absolutely amazing, alongside players such as Pascal Siakam, Scottie Barnes, Gary Trent Jr., and Precious Achiuwa. This team is looking deadlier with each game as their chemistry is at an all-time high this season. And as of this game, the Raptors are 45-33 and are standing at the 5th seed right now. I'm actually feeling pretty great about the Raptors' chances in this year's playoffs, and moving forward, they're gonna have a bright future. They already do, with Scottie Barnes being a top 3 rookie right now. And in today's video, we're gonna go over the game, talking about the Raptors and them moving forward in the future. So what's up? My name is JDC. If you like the video, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. I'd appreciate it. We are back with some Raptors videos. With the playoffs around the corner, they're going to make some noise, and overall I'm going to be there to cover them. I'm not a Raptors fan, but I do support them. I do live in Canada, so I will be there for them, supporting them. Not a fan, like I said, not a fan, but I will be supporting them. So getting into the video, we'll talk about the box score individually first. So we got, obviously, Fred VanVleet, the best player for the Raptors tonight. 29 points, 7 assists, 2 rebounds, and 3 steals on 7 of 16 from the field and 4-10 from 3. Great overall game from Fred VanVleet, one of the best, point guards I've seen in today's league, especially. I think he's one of the more underrated point guards still. I think people still label him as an underrated point guard. I most certainly do. But overall, his scoring output is what the Raptors definitely needed. And alongside Pascal Siakam, who also dropped 29, they're going to be leading the team for future generations. And, looking at Pascal Siakam with 29 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists with 2 steals, going along with 11 of 18 shooting and 1 of 3 from 3. Siakam this game, he was very great, especially down in the 4th quarter. He was absolutely amazing. Couldn't get most of his triples to go, but he did get 1 to go, so at least that's a plus. But overall, I would like to see him shoot a little bit better from the 3 and take a little bit more shots. So Scottie Barnes, we got 19 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals on 7 of 16 from the field and 3 of 9 from 3. Barnes, he was pulling a lot of threes today, from the corner. I think that's mostly his hot spot. And I'm not too sure why. He isn't really known to be a 3-point shooter, shooting it at around 30% over the season. He was pulling a lot of them today, and, for the most part, it kind of did work. But in some cases, it didn't really work because it was mostly contested, or even, wasn't his time to shoot. So overall, Scottie Barnes, he's a good player, but sometimes he's going to be looking a little bit lost, and it makes sense because he is a rookie, so I will give him some slack, but in the near future he could fix that. So we got Khem Birch, no points, 2 rebounds. I think the one reason they started Khem Birch today was for matchup purposes, and it makes sense because they did have Bam Adebayo, who is a great on-ball defender, off-ball defender, good shot blocker. So if they have Khem Birch there, who is a true center, then they could, have some good matchups right there. So finally, we have Gary Trent Jr. with 19 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist with 3 steals, 6 of 13 from the field, and 3 of 8 from 3. Gary Trent, he's getting it done everywhere, especially this season, a good 3-and-D player. This game alone, I would have liked him to get a little bit more shots. I think it was early in the second half. He didn't really have too many shots until the 4th quarter, where he started taking a lot more shots. Had a good 3 in the corner from Thad Young, good assist right there. But I would like to see him a little bit more involved earlier in the game plan. With his 3-point shooting, I think he could be very valuable for this team, man. He is only around 22 years old, I want to say. He's very young for this pretty great Raptors team. Yeah, 23 years old, great overall game from Gary Trent overall. And, his age is definitely fitting in with the time frame. So, looking at the bench, there's nothing too noteworthy to talk about other than Chris Boucher with 8 points and 8 rebounds, along with 1 assist and a block on 3 of 10 from the field, and Precious Achiuwa with 3 points and 2 rebounds. So, other than them, Thad Young had 2 points and 7 rebounds with 2 assists and 1 steal on 0-2 from the field and 0-1 from 3. That's really just the one weakness for this team, is that their bench depth is pretty much gone. They did try to add on to it with Thad Young, but there's only so much you can provide to this team that really just helps them. So if they can get a good point guard off the bench, a good 6-man that can just help this team off the bench, I think they would pretty much be saved in the offseason. So looking at the Miami Heat side of things, we'll go over really quick. They did have a lot of players today playing some pretty great offense. Max Strus with 23 points and 4 rebounds alongside with 1 assist and 1 steal on 7 of 10 from the field and 7 of 9 from 3. Very efficient game from Max Strus. He was pulling a lot of deep threes and a lot of contested threes. Great overall game. We got Kyle Lowry with 16 points, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds. Played the point guard position absolutely well today, alongside Bam Adebayo, who did have 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 assist, with 6 of 12 shooting and no threes. Bam and Kyle Lowry did hold it down today on defense with Jimmy and PJ Tucker out. And that's the one thing I want to talk about, is that with Jimmy and PJ Tucker in the mix in the starting lineup, this team on defense is going to be absolutely deadly. With Caleb Martin and Markieff Morris in the lineup today, they really didn't do too much. Markieff had 10 points and 4 rebounds with 3 steals, and Caleb Martin with 4 points and 3 rebounds. Adding in Jimmy Butler and PJ Tucker, this team is going to be really scary in the East. And I don't really know what team is going to be going up against them. And I don't think any team wants to go up against them with their defense. And, if they do provide some great defense, especially in the playoffs, then they're going to be a scary team. So, and off the bench, we got Tyler Hero and Victor Oladipo. Tyler Hero, 18 points and 8 assists with 9 rebounds. And Victor Oladipo with 21 points, 3 boards, and 4 assists, alongside 2 steals. So they played absolutely well off the bench. This bench depth on this team is absolutely amazing. Victor Oladipo went 7 of 11 from the field. Tyler Hero 8 of 16 from the field. Went 1 of 5 from 3, but Victor Oladipo went 6 of 9. And with this bench depth in the playoffs, it's going to be very valuable if one player goes down. Say Kyle Lowry goes down, they can sub in Tyler Hero. If even Jimmy Butler goes down, Victor Oladipo can even sub into the starting lineup. So overall, this Heat team is going to be pretty deadly. Going back into the Raptors side of things, it was a pretty close game going into the third. Raptors kept it at a 10-point lead, and for most of the game, it was pretty much the exact same thing until the fourth quarter, where they let, Tyler Hero go off, Kyle Lowry, and Bam Adebayo, and even Max Strus went off too. And Fred VanVleet on the court definitely helped them, being the floor general for this team, really just helped this offense flow, and overall, the team looked better when VanVleet was on the floor. So the supporting cast also played pretty well today. Like I said, Siakam, Trent, and Barnes all played their roles pretty well today. Kem Birch drawing the start, for size purposes, and defense was on and off today. I would say it's pretty solid today, but it wasn't too amazing, for a team that's pretty great on defense. They were missing OG and Anunoby today, so if they did have him, I think with OG in the mix, I think the team would have played better defense, but overall, they really are missing OG for his 3-and-D, so they let the Heat come back through Tyler Hero, Bam, and Lowry. I've said this before. I'm not sure why sometimes that the Raptors get kind of stagnant on offense and defense. It kind of just happens, during the game. But overall, they do find a way to, lock it down in the fourth, get locked in. And, moving forward, I don't think it's going to be too much of an issue. The one thing is that they do need to lock in. So, the last thing I want to talk about for the Raptors is that Thad Young off the bench is pretty underrated. He gives them a lot of everything, nothing too amazing, but everything at a pretty average level. Scoring today wasn't all that, but rebounding and assists were pretty great today for Thad Young. So great pickup on a very cheap deal. He is a vet, so we can give them that veteran experience, that mentorship that they really need. And moving forward, I think off the bench, he would be a good viable option for, maybe even a small ball 5 if you really want to. He can run 3 through 5. It's pretty amazing right there how he can be so versatile in the lineup. So now for the Heat side of things, the defense was absolutely amazing without Jimmy and PJ Tucker. Some of the greatest defense I've seen today was just from the Heat alone, and overall, without their 2, most important defenders, they played some great defense today, and moving forward, this defense is going to be pretty amazing. Oladipo is finally getting settled in with the offense and also playing some great defense, and overall, Hero played pretty well today as a 6th man, and Lowry and Bam leading the charge for this team. So overall, the Raptors, I think they're going to be okay, especially in the playoffs. They are going to be versing, let's see, the next team they are versing is Atlanta. Hopefully they can beat Trae Young and the Atlanta Hawks and go Raptors. So that's the video. I'm GDC, and I'm out. Peace.